in Summerfield, Florida, near the Villages, and welcome to this week's YouTube Live. If you're new here, I go live every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and I'd love for you to join us. I didn't go live last Monday though because it was Labor Day and my son had the day off. So we went out to a special lunch and the place we had originally planned on going to was also closed for Labor Day, and I didn't even think to look it up. So we went to Chipotle instead, which he was happy with. He just loves to go out to eat. This is the kid who, like I'm sure most kids would love, when we would he would just love to go on vacation and go to a hotel and get room service and watch cartoons in the hotel. He didn't care about anything else when he was a kid. So we always laugh that that's all he wants to do on vacation is just stay at a hotel and get room service. So as you're joining, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. How's the weather in your area? It's actually starting to cool down a little bit here. It's still 80 degrees, but it is in like the mid 70s when I leave in the morning to take Ethan to school. So, and it's been getting up to like upper 80s, low 90s, but the humidity is starting to dissipate a little bit, which is really nice. Hi, Karen. Hi, Mom. Thanks for joining us. So today is going to be a quick one. I have a really quick and easy craft show item that we're going to make. I have about 3 weeks until my first craft show of the season. So if you're in the Ocala, Florida area on September 27th, I would love for you to come join me. All the information is in the description below this video for my craft shows. I have that one at a church in Ocala, and the next one I'm doing is in mid-November. It's a big 3-day craft show at the World Equestrian Center in Ocala, Florida as well. So both should be really, really fun. The one at the church at the end of September is free. Bring a friend, come see all the local crafters. There's lots of fun stuff. This is the one that when we first moved down to Florida back in 2019, and I decided to start doing craft shows. This is the first one I ever signed up for, so it has like a special place in my heart. I love going there. Everybody's so nice over there, and I just really like sitting over there. The first year that we did it, I was outside though, and it was like a million degrees out, and paper outside doesn't really do very well. So ever since then, I've signed up super early to get an indoor spot because I don't like doing craft shows outside. Hi, Karen. Hi. Oh, Mom says beautiful weather, has the windows open in South Carolina. That's great. Hi, Lori from Minnesota. Hi, Karen from Lockport, New York. Lori Hall says it's wonderful, 63 degrees this morning. Oh, it's 63 degrees in like December here. I tried to put jeans on this morning and I was like, it's too heavy and too hot. And I was in them for maybe 2 minutes and I changed out of them back into my shorts. It's just too hot down here for jeans. I remembered real fast why I don't wear jeans very often, but okay. So let me turn the camera around. We'll go over a couple of quick updates. There's not a lot going on. Everything's kind of starting to slow down. It's getting into the holidays, so everything's kind of slowing down until the holidays ramp up, but there's not a lot going on. Oh, thanks, Karen, for liking and sharing my video. Yeah, as you guys watch, if you could give me a little thumbs up and share my video, I'd really appreciate it. Invite your friends to come watch us, whether they can watch us live or the replay, either one. Hi, Jeanne. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, let me get this camera flipped around and we'll talk about a couple things here. And then we'll get into today's project. Yay. Okay. So first things first, World Card Making Day is coming up. Stampin' Up! Hosts a free virtual event. Oh, I forgot to add that link in the description, but I will add it in the description below this video, the link to register. So it is a free event, but Stampin' Up! Always stresses that you should register for the event because that way you'll get the email or the link sent straight to your email to watch, whether you're watching live or the recording. They will have the recording available if you can't join them live so that you can go back and watch the projects and things like that. There is a kit that they recommend purchasing if you want to craft along during the event. It's called the Handmade and Heartfelt Kit. I ordered one, but I haven't gotten it yet. So when it comes in, I'll do a little preview of it. But it's pretty neat. It's a card kit that has like an actual card stand that comes with it that you can organize your cards in. So that's pretty neat. So our World Card Making Day is Saturday, October 4th. I believe the event is from 2 to 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Don't quote me on that. But like I said, if for some reason you can't join live, that's not a problem. Still register anyway. And then that way you'll have the link to go back and watch the projects later. All right. And then just a friendly reminder, I do have a Stamp Camp to Go monthly subscription. I do a monthly Stamp Camp to Go. It's like a card class in the mail. I feature a different stamp set or bundle, and we make 4 cards. You get 2 kits for each card, so a total of 8 card kits. And you usually get half a pack of paper, coordinating, gems and ribbon, things like that. It's about $25 worth of product that you get in your kit, and you get a video and PDF tutorial to kind of follow along and make the project. So it's super easy, lots of fun. And when you subscribe, you get a 10% discount off of the kit price. And then once you're a subscriber for 6 consecutive months, I send you a $25 Stamper award as a thank you for being a loyal subscriber. You can sign up anytime. As long as you sign up by the first of the month, you'll get the following kit. So if you sign up by what month are we in now? September. If you sign up by October 1st, you'll get the next kit that's coming out. And I usually announce the details for the kits in the last week of the month. So the last week of September, you'll find out what the next kit's going to be. All right, and then as I mentioned, I do have a couple craft shows. So if you're going to be in the Ocala, Florida area on any of these dates, please stop by and say hi. I would love to see you. The September 21st one, it's a Saturday. It's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Countryside Presbyterian Church in Ocala, Florida. That one's free to go to. And then November 14th through 16th is at the World Equestrian Center. There is a ticket fee, but all the details are on my calendar right there at stampcampwithjen.stampinup.net. Okay, so you can always go back and see that. And then my last reminder, I do have Stampin' Blends, excuse me. I do have Stampin' Blends labels available for purchase. It's a one-time purchase of $5. And then any blends labels I make after this, you will get them sent to you automatically for free. They have all of the current colors, including the natural tones, the recently retired 23 to 25 in colors, the current 24 to 26, and 25 to 27 in colors. And you just get a little 3/8 inch circle punch, you punch them out, add a little glue dot, and put them on the end of your blends. And it just makes it really easy to kind of see your colors when they're all stored and put away, okay? All right, and then don't forget, we do have new online exclusives that were released. And the mini catalog you can now order from as well. So that's so exciting. Everybody loves the mini catalog, right? Christmas catalog is always exciting. So we are going to use some products out of this bad boy. So this is the project we're making today. I got this from a lady. You've probably heard of her if you do crafts, like 3D items or craft shows. Her name is Lyric Lover Crafts on YouTube, and she made these, and I thought these would be so much fun to make for my fall craft show. And especially doing a craft show in the church, anytime you make a little saying that says grateful or blessings or anything like that, that's usually a big hit. And it's got the beautiful fall paper. So I'm going to show you how to make this. It's the typical, I think they're called like a diaper fold, which sounds weird, so I just call them treat pouch. But I think that's technically what this fold is called, but I'll show you how to make it. It's really quick and easy. And then at the end, we'll go over the pricing. So if you do decide to sell them at a craft show, you can get an idea of what a good price point would be for that. These would make great coworker gifts, neighbor gifts. You change them up for Christmas and give them away, you know. Oh, this would be good at Thanksgiving too. If you're going to somebody's house for Thanksgiving and you want to give them some little treat, this would be a nice little thing. So this has these little Biscoff cookies. They come in a little 2-pack. And if you look in the description below this video, I've got a link to my craft fair Amazon list that has an affiliate link where I get a small commission if you order through those links. But I have these cookies linked in there. I put a little caramel apple pop in there. I have that linked in there as well. And I'm actually gonna, this one has apple cider in it, but I'm gonna put Swiss Miss in the one that we make today. I think more people would gravitate toward hot cocoa. At least a lot of the people I know, they like chocolate. So I think hot cocoa might be a little bit of a better seller. So we're gonna use that in the one that we make today, okay? All right. So the paper that we're using is actually a new pack. This is an awesome pack of paper, not only for fall, but also for masculine cards. So if you have a hunter in your life, somebody that's very outdoorsy, this is a great pack for that. This is called the Autumn, I always want to say toil, but I've heard a lot of people say twal lately. So I always thought it was toil. But I'm not necessarily the expert on pronouncing things. So I think this is, let me see if I can find it. It's in the mini catalog. Here we go. So it's on page 40 and 41. You can kind of see the designs on page 41 here. And then the paper is number 8 down here. It explains, you know, how many you get, the price, the item number, all that stuff. So, but it has a lot of, this is one of those mega suites. It has 2 bundles that come with it. These dies and the pumpkins and all the trees. This deer would be really good for like a hunter. And then it's got some metallic gold, or it's called earthen toned metallic specialty paper. It's like a brownish, I don't know if it's bronze. I haven't gotten this one yet. And then these are streaked dots, and they kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. And then this is like a little weave trim kind of thing. So this is the Autumn Twal suite. It starts on page 39. And if you've never noticed it before, whenever there's a paper pack, if you're looking for the colors, these little, you can kind of see down here, they have the little blocks underneath the paper that show what the colors are that coordinate with that paper too. So anyway, so that's that. So here's a little sneak peek. Here's a little close up here. So this would be great for somebody who likes to hunt with the deer. And then there's like a early espresso like checkpoint on the back there. Somebody who likes to hunt quail maybe, or ducks. It's like a mossy meadow color. And then that on the back. And then the pumpkins, which are perfect for fall. I'm going to use this one for our project today, but you could really use all of these. And then this one has the foxes. And then some stripes on the background, okay? So, and because there's only 4 designs, you get 3 sheets of each design. Normally you get 6 designs and 2 sheets. This one has 4 designs, but 3 sheets of each. So you get a little bit more of each design. Okay, so what we want to do with this guy is we want to cut him down to 8 by 8. So you do need 12 by 12 paper to start with, because we're going to cut down to 8 by 8 for this. Hi, Tina. Thanks for joining us. And start at 8 by 8. Okay. So this is what we're going to start with. Now you'll notice I have a little like bag topper. So with this piece, we want, a piece that is 5.5 inches wide by 3.5 inches tall, okay? So this piece here, since it's directional, this is the piece we want to use. We want it to be 5.5 inches wide, because this is going to be 4, right? We cut it 4 inches basically off the top and the side. So this is going to be 5.5 inches wide. And then we're gonna rotate it 90 degrees and do 3.5 inches, like that, okay? And then this is all you have left. So you have a big 4 by 12 inch piece here, and then this piece is 2.5 by 4. So that's what you have left over. You could use it for Hershey nuggets or some other kind of project, maybe a little notebook, whatever you want to do. So then this one, we want to score it in the middle. So the middle would be 1 3/4. And that's how we're going to get our little bag topper, okay? All right. So those are the basic pieces. So we've got our bag topper now. Now for this one, you'll see it is directional, but it doesn't really matter. You're going to see, you know, the little fall, the fall pattern is what you're looking for here. So I want this to be on the outside. So we're going to have this side face up. And we're just going to go corner to corner. It's kind of like origami here. We're going to fold it in half, corner to corner. I'll take our bone folder and burnish in half. Okay. Now this top piece, we're going to bring this down till it's about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom here. We're just going to fold that in half there. Okay. So you have about 3/4 of an inch down here, and then we'll burnish with our bone folder. Okay. And then you fold that back up. Now where this score line is, you're going to take the left side here and you're going to fold this over until that point is about 1/4 of an inch from the edge there. You don't want it go all the way to the edge. You want about 1/4 of an inch, and you want to line this edge up right under that score line, okay? So right about there, and fold, okay? And then crease with your bone folder, and then we'll do the same thing on this side. So we'll leave this flap up, and then we'll take the right flap and we'll fold it over until it goes almost to the edge. You want about 1/4 of an inch left, and then you're gonna line this edge up with the edge that from the other side of the flap there, like that. You see what I'm saying? So this top edge is gonna line up with this top edge here. And then we still have that 1/4 inch of space on the left like that, okay? And then what's gonna happen is this piece is just gonna come down right over the top, okay? And that's how you make your little pocket. Now, to keep it in place, I'm just gonna put a little bit of Stampin' Seal Plus right under the top here and fold this down, and that will keep everything snug in place. Just like that. Love it. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to stuff our little pockets. So we've got our hot cocoa mix. We want to kind of flatten it out a little bit though. You don't want it too bulky in here. And we could kind of fold this backwards so you don't see the tear here on the back and it's not as long. So we just want to kind of tuck that back. And then we've got our little Biscoff cookies we're going to put inside, and our caramel apple pop, just like that. And we can actually pull the Swiss Miss up just a scotch so you can kind of see what that is tucked behind there. Let's fold that. We want them to see that it's hot cocoa in there. There we go. Kind of like that. Now, if you want, you could add a little adhesive so that everything kind of stays into place. I don't like putting a ton of adhesive, especially when there's food, because then people are going to rip it out of the bag. So I'm just going to kind of, it's pretty snug in there, so I think it'll be okay. Just like that, okay? Now, what we're going to use to decorate, you notice I have this little tag here. It says, so incredibly grateful for all my blessings, especially you. That is a new bundle called the Words for the Season bundle. I love this bundle so much. So I'm going to put this down so you can see all the details here. And then that way, if you're watching the replay and you want to pause it, you can actually do that. But it's got Christmas. This one we're using, so incredibly grateful for all my blessings, especially you. That could be any time of the year. It's great for fall, but any time of the year. Have a spooktacular Halloween. Let's toast to yesterday's achievements and tomorrow's bright future. That's a great celebration one. May your holiday season be filled with joy and happiness. May the magic of Christmas fill each corner of your heart and home. And then it's got some other little greetings there as well. And then this dies that come with it are actually words. So there's happy, wishes, merry, Halloween, autumn, Christmas, greetings, holiday, new year, and then the little banner that you can put these little sentiments in as well. So that's really cool. I love when you get words that just die cut out like that. So I believe that's in the mini catalog as well. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Words for the season should be on page 51. Yep, here we go. Karen says, cute pouch can use for any occasion depending on your DSP. That's right. And Mom says it holds a lot. Love those caramel apple pops. Yes, I can't wait to get my hands on these caramel apple pops every year. All right, so page 51, this is what those dies look like. It's hard to see on my little die set there, but they're beautiful, beautiful dies, and they're pretty good size. And then that's the stamp set that we're using as well. So page 51 is where you can get all the details for that bundle. Okay, and then the label that we're using, the little die rather, is from the traditional labels bundle. Okay, so you have all these little label dies, and then there's lots of little great words for the holidays that come up. This is super popular. I'm surprised this one hasn't gone on back order yet, to be honest. But this is the die we're using. It's got a lot of them have stitching in them. I've noticed Stampin' Up! Has started doing that more and more with their dies, which I think is fabulous because everybody, loves the stitching in the dies. So this one, I believe, is also from the mini catalog, and it is on page 23. So this is part of that big Traditions of Christmas mega suite. It has 2 bundles in it, dies. So this is the one, the traditional labels bundle right here on page 22. This is the one that we're using that die from, okay? All right, so we're gonna take a piece of basic white, and I've got the words already mounted on a block. And this is one of the last red rubber stamp sets that are coming out. So if you missed it, Stampin' Up! Did mention that they're having a hard time sourcing this red rubber. So starting in November with the online exclusives that come out, all of the stamp sets from November on will be photopolymer. They will no longer be red rubber. So anything that has come out like from the annual catalog or the online exclusives that has red rubber, they will try to keep it in stock as long as they can. But once the annual catalog comes out next year in May, they're going to be looking at everything, and most things will probably end up being photopolymer. So red rubber is slowly going away, which is sad because I do think red rubber is really nice and there's some great uses for it. But unfortunately, it just isn't able to be sourced very well. So, but I do like photopolymer because I like being able to see through my stamps and line everything up. So we're just going to stamp this on a scrap piece of basic white. I'm using Cajun Craze because that matches really well with my paper here. And then we're going to grab our embossing machine. All right. I don't normally like doing this on camera for you guys because most of you know how to emboss pretty well. But I feel like it's easier to stamp and then line up your die to make sure that it's even, especially with that red rubber. It's hard to see through. So it's easier for me to line everything up and make sure that it is where it needs to be. So sorry, you're gonna have to watch me die cut for a second. All right. So if you haven't already, don't forget to sign up for my mailing list. I do send out an email every morning with a reminder and a link directly to my weekly videos. So if that's something you're interested in, getting reminders for these projects, then definitely go to stampcampwithjen.com and sign up for my email list today. And once you sign up, you will get a second email asking you to opt in. You need to click on the confirm subscription button or you won't get those emails. So make sure that you do that so you don't miss anything, okay? Hi, Evelyn from Germany. Thanks so much. Karen said she just ordered the bundle. Oh, cool. Yeah, there's lots of really great stuff in there. All right, so we're going to take a couple of dimensionals and I'm just going to put them right down the center here. Whenever you have something that's kind of bulky like this and bows out, it's easiest to just put the dimensionals right in the middle, and then that way the tag can kind of stay straight. So we're just going to put a couple dimensionals on there, and I'm going to kind of cover up where all this meets down here, and that kind of centers everything too. So we're just going to put it right like that. Now, if you are selling things for craft shows, don't forget to put... I always forget to mention this. Stampin' Up! Requires that you put their copyright Stampin' Up! Stuff on anything that you sell when you use stamped images. So I have little tags that have my business information, my name, my website, and then the images are copyright Stampin' Up! So I just put a little sticker like that on the back of mine. They do sell stamps that you can use that have the copyright Stampin' Up, but as long as you have copyright Stampin' Up somewhere on there to adhere to their angel policy, you should be fine. So I always put those on, and then we are going to use these bags. What do I do with those? Oh my goodness. I think I might have left them out by my computer. Hold on. All right, hold on one second. Yep, I left them out in my living room. I made beef stew this morning and it smells like steak in my kitchen right now. My son loves beef stew. I make it in the crock pot, but you brown it in a pan beforehand and it makes the whole house smell like a steakhouse. And my son asked me the other day, he's like, Mom, we haven't had beef stew in a while. Can we have beef stew? And I just thought it was so funny. All right, so these bags are from Clear Bags, but these are the perfect size to package these. I do have a link for those in the description if you need them to sell. They come in a pack of 100. That's the smallest you can get. The smallest amount you can get, unfortunately. But if you're using them for craft shows and stuff, it's not a big deal. If you're using them to gift, maybe get a couple friends that want to make them too and kind of split it up amongst yourselves. But the dimensions are on here too, so you have those as well. All right, so for this, what we're going to do is we're going to slide this in so that the opening is on the bottom and the back. So we're just going to kind of slide this in the plastic here. And we'll fold it over. So what you want to do is you want to take this bottom edge here and you want to just line it up with this edge of the bag, the clear bag. And then you're going to take the backing off and close it. Oops. Oh, Mom, you guys had beef stew last week. It's been a while since we've had it, but it does sound good in the fall. I think beef stew and chili are like some of my favorite things to have in the fall. All right, so now you have all this blank space up here, and that's what that little bag topper is for. So you're just going to put it down as far as it will go, and now look at that. Look how perfectly evenly spaced that is. And I need to get my stapler, actually. I just have So we're gonna put this all the way down. So that little edge here is gonna go right up against that crease, and you're gonna center it from left to right, and it will match up almost right up to the edge there. And then I'm just gonna take my stapler on the side here and staple it on both ends. Hold on, Gian, I'll tell you in just 1 second. I saw your question. I'm just struggling with this. Here we go, right here. So there. So you could put something else there, but I feel like with the design of the paper, that's plenty. And you've got the little message on the bag itself. So I feel like that's plenty, just like that. And then if your paper is directional, keep in mind you want the right direction to be facing forward, because you'll notice the back, my paper is upside down on the tag topper. So you want it to be facing forward that way. Karen Harrison said, I made chili yesterday for the first time this fall. Yum. Lori said, making chili now. Tina, I think you're right. 5 7/16. Oh, by 7.5, Tina. Close. 5 7/16 inches by 7.5 is the bag size, Jan. See, I'm telling you, it's almost fall, so chili is in the air. I'm definitely planning on making chili in the next week or so. I love chili. I didn't used to like it as a kid, especially with kidney beans, but I found a recipe that uses different bean. I'm not a big bean person, so I'm slowly starting to kind of like beans little by little, but they're not my favorite. All right, so this is the finished product. Okay, so let's get into the pricing, right? That's the important part. If you're selling these for craft shows, you want to make sure you get paid for your time. So let's put this to the side here. So the pricing, okay? So we used about 2/3 of a sheet of designer series paper. So I divided 1250 by 12 sheets and then multiplied it by 2/3, and I got 69 cents for the paper. That clear bag that we used here is 13 cents. Biscoff cookies are about 31 cents. So the ones I linked in my Amazon store are a little bit pricier than the ones I found because I went to BJ's. I have a BJ's warehouse near me. If you go to BJ's or Sam's Club or Costco, you might be able to get a little bit better price, but they're not too much more, the ones that I linked on Amazon. But the ones I bought, they're 31 cents a piece. Hot cocoa pouch is the same price, the one I linked on Amazon. I got mine at BJ's, but it broke down to the same price. It's 20 cents a pouch. And then the caramel apple sucker, again, I got mine at Target, but the ones I linked on Amazon broke down to the same price. It's 31 cents a sucker, okay? So if you add all that up, it costs $1.64 to make this pouch. I didn't include the little bit of white paper. I don't worry about that, or the adhesive. So it's $1.64 to make. I multiply by 3 for my craft shows, so it's $4.92 total. And then you round up to the nearest dollar, so it's $5. So I will be selling these for $5, or a lot of people, especially at Christmas time, they like to buy them in bulk to give as gifts. So I will give them the option to buy 5 for $20. So that is the pricing that I will use. And that lyric lover girl that I got this idea from, she does the same thing. She says that she sells hers for $5 or 5 for $20 because she said a lot of people buy them in bulk for the holidays to give as gifts. So that is the pricing I will use, okay? So, and I will include this in my blog posts as well, but this price breakdown is in the description if you miss it in the video. But that is what I plan on doing. But if you make these, please let me know. I'd love to hear what you're making them for, if you're making them for craft shows or to give as gifts. If you do anything different or find any helpful tips, please let me know. But all right, guys, well, that is all I have today. I really hope you enjoyed today's project. Don't forget to like my video and share it, and leave a comment whether you're watching live or the replay, and let me know what you think, okay? All right, guys, well, have a great week. Enjoy that chili if you're making some, or beef stew. And I will see you back here again next Monday with another fun project, okay? Have a great week, and until next time, be safe and happy stamping. Bye-bye.